It's live here in Ventnor City, New Jersey, and our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And this is CarEdge Live for Friday, October 25th, with your hosts, me, Ray, who is not running in the Marine Marathon.
Marine Corps Marathon, yeah.
Marine Corps Marathon Sunday in Washington. And, well, Zach, who is, I believe.
We are back, baby. Mercedes, Nissan, and Stellantis just rang the alarm bell. The clickbait is true. We will jump into the numbers here in just a moment. Before we do, if you're trying to beat the dealer, Dad, how do you beat the dealer?
CarEdge, buddy. CarEdge. Get educated at CarEdge. We're finding out that those who are educated end up having a better experience when buying a car than those who ain't. That was educated the way I said that.
That was great. You can beat the dealer and save thousands of dollars. Go check it out, caredge.com. We got the promos running for the next week or so. Check it out. If we can help you, we would be thrilled to. Dad, let's kick things off here with Mercedes-Benz. They have a little bit of a warning bell going off over at Mercedes-Benz. All the automakers, honestly, maybe with the exception of General Motors with their earnings the other day, cooling EV in China sales have have profits at Mercedes-Benz. 50% decline in profits at Mercedes-Benz. That comes on the heels of, remember, Nissan. We've got an updated look to Automotive News. Congrats to the team who made that happen at Automotive News. And 99% decline in profits over at Automotive News. And we know profits were down 20+% over at Stellantis. Dad, these automakers are struggling. Ford's earnings come out on Tuesday. We are seeing some alarm bells being rung here from automakers. Volkswagen as well. We know Volkswagen is having to potentially shut down production in Germany for the first time. So really, really, really an indication here. It doesn't matter where the automaker is. They are struggling right now.
It appears as if, and we know from, I don't know, 15 months ago, 16 months ago, when you and I visited the local Mercedes-Benz dealership here in the Atlantic City area, where I think inundated would be not a strong enough term to indicate exactly how many overpriced EVs they had on their parking lot at the time. And I think the cheapest ones we found started in the 80s, maybe the 70s. But my point is that they had a tough time selling those vehicles last year because the MSRPs were just, well, too damn high. And apparently that is carrying over into this year and impacting sales as well in the world's biggest automotive market, China.
Dad, look at this. You want a 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQS base that the dealers had for 158 days?
Yeah.
We're suggesting a target discount of over $16,000. And if I go back real quick, 2023, still for sale, brand new, 522 days on the market. So this is, at its core, what is crippling many of these automakers. And what's ironic here is why have we seen Stellantis sales, Ram pickup truck sales actually improve? Because they're putting a bunch of money in incentives to get those vehicles sold. What are the new products that are coming in 2025 over at Ram? Electric trucks. Every indication we have, Dad, every indication we have is that EVs are flopping. I mean, EV market share is growing, so don't get me wrong there.
Yes.
But relative to how much they've produced, it's flopping.
Well,
and so you've got,
when you consider that the number of offerings in EVs has grown substantially, and has grown at a greater rate than sales have grown. So to a certain degree, it's flopping. Electric pickup truck sales are flopping. Unless, of course, you're Tesla and you sell the Cybertruck for whatever reason, that's not a flop. Don't know why. I've seen one. I like I said, I wouldn't be caught dead in one. Well, maybe I would, but I wouldn't be caught alive in one. So, and you see more and more manufacturers struggling with their EV pickup truck sales. Ford encouraging their dealers to buy 15 more Lightnings, will pay them $22,500 if they buy those 15 more. In other words, another $1,500 off per vehicle they purchase. yeah, that just indicates to me that they have more than they know what to do with, and if they can't spur the buying public to purchase those vehicles, perhaps they can spur their dealers to do it. I don't know how it's working out for Ford. My suspicion would be probably not as well as they would have liked.
I'm telling you, man, I
Yeah.
think an alarm bell is starting to get rung. You cannot, like, how long can we sustain automakers coming out and saying, hey, our profits dropped by 50%, our profits dropped by 99%, our sales are down over 20%. Mazda, even today, Dad, one of the fastest growing, most sustainable brands in the market today, Mazda came out and lowered their 2025 outlook.
Yes.
Like, there is a general malaise and negative sentiment over the auto industry in the United States. Yeah, make that face again, malaise.
The fact that you used the word general malaise. I mean, I am. We are. So everybody should understand. We are two college graduates. I mean, dropouts, ladies and gentlemen. And for one of those two college dropouts to utilize the word malaise in a well-structured sentence is, well, pretty damn remarkable.
I'm feeling pretty good today, man. I'm really excited that I get to run in the Marine Corps Marathon on Sunday. Really excited. So anyway, there's a general malaise, and I would say just like a negative sentiment around the auto industry in the United States right now, which if you listen to our show yesterday, if you listen to the podcast episode yesterday, good deals are around the corner. You cannot sustain growing inventories. What was the lead yesterday, Dad? Remember Ford Broncos. Inventories have tripled. Days on market has doubled. Sales are up 7%. That is not sustainable.
Dealers unconcerned. Right.
And dealers unconcerned. That's BS. That is BS.
Yes.
So the deals are here and the deals are coming because these corporations, they operate within the bounds of capitalism. They have to make money. How do you make money? You build products that people want. And if you build products that people don't want, you discount the hell out of them. And so that's what Mazda even coming out and saying this, like, that's an indication of, I think, how serious this alarm bell is for the broader U.S. auto industry.
When a company like Mazda, who will have a record sales year this year, and their sales are up 15 or 16% so far this year, had been predicting or projecting 500,000 sales in the U.S. for 2025, and they now say that number will be somewhere just north of 450, not anywhere really near 500,000. And they're one of the more affordable brands out there that have shown growth.
Yep.
So it indicates to me that if they see this malaise, it is because they realize that the percentage of people who can actively afford to be in the market keeps dropping. The percentage of the American population that can actually afford to buy a new car keeps going down month over month, year over year. Population growing, maybe not as fast as it used to, but still growing. But the percentage of people who feel as if they can participate in this market is smaller than it's ever been and will continue that way, because even General Motors in its third quarterly earnings report said the reason we're able to show the profit we're showing is because of the above average transaction prices for our vehicles. And they don't necessarily suspect that will continue. So what does that tell you? And I see that I froze, and I took the advice of one of our commenters, which was to plug the computer directly into the Ethernet, and Wi-Fi, it didn't work.
It's not Wi-Fi. It's the Canon software on these laptops. Dad, let's jump to the chat here.
Yes.
From Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Hi, guys. My GMA is 80. Grandma is 80.
Yeah.
Retired and needs a cheap car, like $200 a month cheap. Is it better to lease for 3 years than she's done, or buy? We're leaving in 2 hours to look. LOL. Help. Dad, let's help Jenny and her grandma as much as possible. Cool watch, by the way, today. We'll spend some
Thank
time on
you.
that. What are you thinking, Dad, for Jenny's grandma?
Well, I'm thinking at 80, and I don't know Jenny's grandma's health, but the possibility. Come on now, let's be realistic. The possibility exists that she might not make it a 3-year lease. I mean, she just might not. I might not make it to the end of my 3-year lease, which is next May. I mean, let's.
I do want to comment really quickly,
and especially when Jenny says a 3-year lease and then she's done. I don't know why. Yeah. So. I don't know that you're going to find anything for $200 a month unless you put a whole lot of money down. I would just suggest that for grandma, who's 80, find a car you're comfortable in and spend whatever it takes you need to spend in order to get it, and enjoy it for however long you get to enjoy it. That's the advice I'm going to give me next May when I get my new car.
I would say at 80 years old, I would absolutely be looking to buy a new vehicle or lease a new vehicle than a used vehicle, in part because we know the quality of used cars right now, not the greatest. Broad strokes, you can find a quality used car, but broad strokes, we know the quality of used cars, not the greatest. Having a new car under manufacturer powertrain warranty for at a minimum those 3 years is going to bring some peace of mind. So I'd be going new car. We know the average new car payment is over $700. It's about $750 stretched out almost on average 70 months. So where you're finding a $200 a month option, it's like my dad said, you're going to be putting a lot of money down, and maybe, which at 80 years old, I don't know if your grandma's into this, maybe going to be an EV. Some of the EV lease deals right now with like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 down, you can get yourself at that like close to $200 a month payment. But I don't know how I'm feeling about Nissan. I would go Nissan, and I would find something I can get comfortable with at Nissan, negotiate, lease it, buy it, do whatever you want to do. I'd go Nissan. That's where my head goes.
I would look at, I don't know, maybe a Subaru Impreza.
That's a good idea.
Or a Mazda 3 sedan. Relatively inexpensive for new vehicles. And with the requisite amount of money down, you can probably be in the $200 to $250 a month range.
There we go. Dan, I want to pull up this comment here from Jason real quick. He's got a VIN for a Ram 2500 at CarMax. Just want to remind everyone, CarMax does not negotiate.
Yeah. So here's my thoughts on the lowest priced offer, whatever they're asking for the damn thing, because they won't negotiate with you. Those are non-negotiating stores. It's just that simple.
The only thing you can quote unquote negotiate is going to be your financing. You don't have to finance through CarMax.
I don't think. But if you want to finance through them, whatever rate they tell you, you can't negotiate anything with them on the car deal. That is their business model. So if you're thinking that you're going to go into a CarMax store and treat it like it is a normal automobile dealership and offer something less than what they're asking, they'll probably explain nicely to you that the prices are set. They have no authority to negotiate, and they will not negotiate. So, you'll probably end up walking out disappointed if you try that tact.
If you need a hand negotiating a used car purchase, just Google search negotiate used car space CarEdge. All of our various guides and resources will be right there. From Cloapo. Good to see you, Cloapo. Thank you so much, Ray. My grandpa lived until 94. Jenny's grandma has hope.
I'm not saying she doesn't, but let's be realistic here. The odds are stacked against her. Okay, just like the odds are stacked against me. I mean, deal with reality. People that live to 94 are fewer and further between than, I don't know, those of us who die in their 70s or 80s. So. There was a reason Willard Scott. Wait a second. There's a reason Willard Scott on the Today Show was always famous for wishing people a happy 100th birthday. There weren't that many of them.
From Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. No electric vehicles. I'll drive her around after 3 years. LOL. No to the cemetery.
Oh,
thank you, guys. Great. Hyundai. She has $3,000 to $4,000 down for a lease. Yeah, over at Hyundai. Yeah. No to the EV, though. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 lease deal right now is insane. Like,
Yeah, but
I actually have seen some Hyundai Ioniq 6 lease deals, which again is the EV, so I guess it's not an option.
yeah,
That were like $229 a month for 13 months, something like that. So go over to Hyundai, negotiate. Before you go, though, you can definitely do your research online. Go to the CarEdge website. You can check out lease deals. I'll show everyone. I really hate that we keep freezing. It's very frustrating.
yes, it is. Because
If you
when we
Google search,
freeze, when we freeze, we don't necessarily freeze in our most appetizing look.
no, we really don't. If you
Yeah.
Google search CarEdge lease deals, you can see right above me, we've got the best new car lease deals for 2024, best lease deals October 2020. Like, we've got tons of every $0 down lease deal this month. Like, just Google search CarEdge lease deals or lease deals space CarEdge, Jenny, and that'll be a ton of great information that you can leverage before you head to the dealer.
Nicely done, young man.
And Matthew, thank you. Tell grandma to blow the inheritance and have a good time. All right. This is
well, I'm guessing Jenny's not going to make that suggestion.
from Alexander. Thank you, Alexander. We appreciate it. Chances of me finding a used Toyota Highlander or Honda Pilot 10% below MSRP years 2021 to 2023 upper trim levels. These are the used vehicles that are holding their value the best right now because there's a shortage of quality, relatively new used vehicles. That being said, I think that totally exists, especially if you go all the way back to 2021. I think you can find those that are 10% below their original MSRP. I think that would be
or more.
Cool. Or more. Yeah. I would not actually set your bar to 10%, set your bar to 20% and then find your way back towards.
Yes.
10.
They don't hold their value that well.
And here you go. Kia Seltos is leasing for $199 a month. Grandma gonna look good. Thank you, Chloe Bo. We appreciate the contribution and the insight.
Yes.
Now, there's another huge story in the auto industry today that we absolutely need to spend some time on, and it is this one. Volkswagen Group sets up battle with dealers over Scout Motors direct-to-consumer plans. Volkswagen just dropped some previews of what the Scout SUVs and trucks are going to look like. Really looks a lot like what Rivian has done when I had my first look at it. I don't know if you thought the same thing. And the intent from Volkswagen is to sell these direct-to-consumer rather than through the VW dealer network, setting up a pretty big battle here between traditional dealer networks and direct-to-consumer sales. Did you get a chance to get up to speed on this?
Are you asking, did I read the article? I did read one of the articles about it. Yeah. And the whole concept was and is that they're setting up Scout as a completely separate and independent company from Volkswagen so that when they have this fight with Volkswagen dealers, they'll be able to say, well, we're a completely independent and separate company, and therefore, like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, and others, we can sell direct to consumers. It's going to be a hell of a fight because everybody knows it's really Volkswagen. So
Ford laid the groundwork and has the bones for this as well. They split up Ford into two separate operating divisions, which could be, down the line, I guess, like different corporate structure and whatnot. So that they have Ford Blue and they've got Ford
Pro and they have Ford Ford regular.
Ford regular. But no, I mean, these automakers are taking steps seemingly to sell direct to consumer. There's going to be a lot of money going into the hands of lawyers over the next couple of years as this continues to develop.
Absolutely. The wonderful thing about this is this will keep a certain subset of attorneys employed and being paid handsomely for the next several years as all these entities fight this out in court, which obviously is where it's headed. And it's not as if VW didn't know this was going to happen because they knew when they mentioned that they were thinking of coming out with Scout in 2022. They never mentioned that it was going to go through their VW division.
Yep.
VW dealers knew there was an issue because, VW never said, we're going to run Scout through the VW division. So, there's going to be a fight about it because everybody knows that it's really a part of VW. As you know, and you can set it up as a separate entity and all that. And, all the people that are running Scout are people that used to be involved with the VW group. So I'm sure somewhere along the lines you will be able to find memos that are talking about how, well, we have to have this appearance of separation that probably does not really exist. But it'll be a good time to be a lawyer.
That's who wins here, Dad. Mike Stanton, the CEO of the National Automobile Dealers Association, said that they are this will be, quote, will be challenged. Scout vehicles independently and compete with its U.S. dealers is disappointing, misguided, and, quote, will be challenged. So yeah, the lawyers are the real winners here.
Oh, absolutely. And I did see, if I may say, on the Xaverse, an X from car dealership guy showing pictures of the new pickup truck and says it's a pretty truck. And I responded to him, when did we get to the point where you can call trucks pretty? Okay. I would think that would be the descriptor of my wife in the truck. And probably if my wife ever heard me say, oh, what a pretty truck, I would find myself single again, even though I am.
That is so dumb. Like, that is, you're like saying it's emasculating to say something's pretty. That is so stupid.
Pickup trucks are not pretty. They're
Mom
rugged,
would not have had any issue
outdoors.
with you calling something pretty. You're not. Look at you, Dad. Look at your picture in the screen. You are not a truck guy. You do not have to pretend to be a man.
And I'm not a pretty guy.
You don't have to pretend to be a manly man, Dad.
I am not a manly man. I'm not a pretty guy. I'm not a truck guy. I'm not an outdoorsy guy. I'm neither rugged or tough.
Mom would have had no issue if you had said a truck was pretty, for the record. And she probably thought you were pretty.
No, she thought I was cute. Mom and I settled on I was cute. I was never handsome, rugged, good looking, or any of those things. Just
if I'm
cute.
not mistaken, Dad. If I'm not mistaken, she would have also said you were pretty. All right, here we go from Steph. Thank you, Steph. We appreciate it. I just got a 3-year, 15,000-mile-a-year lease on a 2024 Genesis GV60 for under $500 a month. Thanks for all you do. That's incredible. That's a luxury vehicle at under $500 a month. Obviously, getting the benefit there of some tax incentives as well. But those are the deals that are out there to be had.
Yes. Oh, my God. I see Fly Chomper Fly wants to see a pretty dance.
You have fun with that.
Oh, yeah. He's such a pretty guy. Oh, okay. That's it. That's enough of that.
Really, one of these days, you're going to have to freeze in that frame, and that's when we'll know we've made it.
Yes. That's exactly when we'll know we made it.
Frank saying, I've got to finish watching Deal School this weekend. CarEdge.com/Deal School, 100% free. Also a companion ebook that you can download as well. So please check that out. CarEdge.
Isn't it Deal School 4.0? Or is
I'm dropping the numbers on it, man. Just Deal School. It's CarEdge.com/Deal School. Go get your hands on that. Mitch says, enough with the doom and gloom. Any good news? Mitch, this is the first time we went with doom and gloom in 2 weeks, excuse me. So yeah, and you know what? I don't even think it's that doom and gloom. It's actually the reality. Mercedes-Benz came out and their profits went down by 50%. Nissan's profits down by 99%. And we've got the profits in sales down over 20% at Stellantis. And wowza, Konica Lips. Wow. Thank you. What an incredible.
Read that. Gesture. Read it.
Yep, Ray is not pretty. Neither am I. Neither is a truck. There you go.
Bingo. Thank you, Konica Clips. At least somebody understands where the hell I'm coming from. Okay? Trucks are not supposed to be pretty. Okay? Your women are, however. But trucks are not. I love getting the ire of my son. Yeah.
We've got from Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate that. Dad, not a super sticker, but not too different from a super sticker.
So what does that mean? I have to dance some more. I have to bounce up and down on my chair. I have to lose total control for $4.99.
Be careful, man. One of these days you might fall off, and I don't want that to happen.
No, I'm well on the seat. It's just, somebody must have greased the wheels or something.
Oh, man. All right, Pops. Well, that's all I had for today's show. I'll remind everyone, if we can help them out in any way, shape, or form, CarEdge.com. It's the company my dad and I started almost 5 years ago. If we can assist you with anything, whether it's using our car search using all of our various free research products. They're all under research right here. If we can help you buy a car, we have a car buying and leasing service, as well as CarEdge Insights, all of the information you need to save thousands when you purchase your next vehicle. The warranty products, we've got the $250 off promotion right now. We mentioned recently, if you're going to shop your insurance rates, you can shop them on CarEdge.com. Same with refinance. And if you need help selling a vehicle, there's also the community forum, CarEdge.com/community. Igor wants to know if we're doing a show on Saturday night. I don't think we are. I have to go to bed early on Saturday night, plus a couple Halloween parties to attend. Dad, I'm running the Marine Corps Marathon on Sunday. I cannot wait. I did not train for this. I got lucky.
You just did a triathlon, an Ironman 3-4 weeks ago. You're fine. You're in great shape. You run all the time.
I should be okay.
Yeah.
I am gonna try and, if I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go for 3 hours and 30 minutes. If I'm feeling bad, I'm gonna just do sub 4. So that's my goal, Dad. Okay. So hopefully I can do it. It's my second marathon. I've only ever done one marathon before, so I'm really excited about it.
Come on, you run a marathon when you do the Ironman. So
I run half marathons.
Oh, it's a half. Don't worry, it's no big deal. It's just twice as much. Anyway, I do have a question for one of our viewers, Charlie's Hamburgers. Charlie, are you talking about Charlie's Hamburgers in the Springfield area? Because if you are, that even though you don't know what Uncle Kenny looks like or what Aunt Doreen looks like, you could occasionally, if you're there on the right day, run into my brother and my aunt when they're at Charlie's Hamburgers, knocking back a couple of Charlie's finest.
There you go, folks. And there it is. Yes, sir.
Yes. I used to go to the Charlie's Hamburgers that was in Springfield. That was when it was next to what was at that time called Dick Barone Chevrolet. I'm assuming it's still a Chevrolet dealership, but it sure as hell isn't Dick Barone anymore. Yep. And I don't think that original Charlie's even exists anymore. But yeah.
That's so cool.
Yes, indeed.
Dad, I just want to again thank Conical Lips. That was so generous, so kind. Everyone have a fantastic Friday, a safe, happy, fun weekend. And we'll be back on Monday, 9 p.m. Oh my gosh, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Dad, I hope you have a great weekend. And
I hope you do as well. I hope you do well in your marathon on Sunday. I hope you do well on your bike ride tomorrow, wherever the hell
you're. Kings, will you be making any content regarding buying a new car in December? 100%. We will be making plenty of content. Thank you for that kind commentary.
Of course we would. You know.
Yeah, I am doing a 50-mile bike race on Saturday. So I'm we're going for it, man.
Well, we're going for something. Well, no, let me rephrase. You're going for something. I am going for the couch. I'm just letting you know right now. I'll be well rested when you're done.
I'm going for the pizza, dude. I'm already hungry. All right. I love you, Dad. See you soon.
I love you too. Have a great weekend, handsome.
Thanks, Pops.